Hi, this is Tracey from Mindless Crafting, and we're doing a challenge. I'm going to see how many Christmas/holiday cards I can make from this Martha Stewart paper pad. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have your card bases. So I have close to 100, I believe, of these. So it'll make it go easy if you have enough of these first. Even if you do 20 at a time, it's up to you. I just went ahead and did, I think, close to 100. And so this is a 12 by 12 single-sided 48 sheet paper pad. And it's the Martha Stewart Christmas pad. And let me just show you what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to take out some of these cards here and cut them apart, right? Look how pretty those are. And if I need to cut them down, I'm okay with cutting them down. Okay, look how beautiful these are. I can cut like nice little squares out of this if I want. So I really want this to be kind of free-flowing. So the first thing you want to do is kind of pull out some of the pages that you're going to cut down. And we're going to cut up everything. Look how pretty. Look at this. Now these right here, these gifts, I'm going to cut these apart and have them ready to go for my cards. So that's going to be really pretty. These are going to be pretty, just cutting the little squares out. I could do that. This is going to be nice because I can cut this around. These poinsettias, I can cut right around those and add them to my cards. And these can be cut as strips if I want to decorate my cards as well. So there's so much you can do with that. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling some of these pages apart. And then we're going to go to our next step. Okay, so I went ahead and I pulled all of my papers out of this because it's going to make it a lot easier when I start to cut them down to just kind of grab them and put them in my paper trimmer. And look at that, in case you don't believe me, I pulled everything out. So I'm using it all, okay? I might use this too, who knows? Okay, so I'm going to use my big trimmer here. This is my Fiskars trimmer, and this is actually the 12-inch, so it'll give me a lot more space to work with here. I can get my paper in there and start cutting it down. Now, because my base is 5.5 by 4.25, I'm going to trim this down just a little bit less than that. Okay. So there's 5.5. I'm going to do 5.25. All right. 5.25 by 4, not 4.25, but by 4. Okay. So look at that. I just want you to see how pretty that's going to look. Just very clean and simple, right? Now, if you wanted to mat it, you could get some of your black paper or red paper. I'm going to use black, and you can mat it. But I like that clean look. So it's just up to you what you want to do. So just in case you want to mat some of these are cut down 1/8 of an inch smaller than my card. So it leaves that little bit of white around it. So I'm going to be using that maybe when I do some of the reds or greens. I think it'll look nice on there. But for now, I'm just going to cut these down to this size, just like that. I think it's going to look really pretty. Look how beautiful that looks. The paper already is beautiful, so it'll do all of the work for you. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut down a couple of these and decide which ones I want to use just on the white card base, and some of the ones I want to use on this also on the black, matted on the black. So let's go ahead and cut a few more down, and then I'll go ahead and skip through here so we can really get rolling. So 4 inches. So that's a good way to kind of use up your paper. So let's just make sure I'm doing this right. I'll do this one too. So you just decide which ones you want to do. Okay, that is 5.5. I'm just coming in 1/4 inch. Just 1/4 inch. And then when you really want to start rolling, you can just put a couple of these in together and then really cut them down. And that'll make it go faster. But I don't want to really go fast. I want to enjoy the process. Let's go down here, 4. Okay, and I can use these pieces still. So I'm going to put any of those little pieces over on the side because I may want to come back to those and use them, cut them down and make them into more decoration. So save those pieces too, because you can use those. Okay, something like this now. Just going to go this way with it. This is really pretty too. 4. And of course 4. Okay. And then 5. 5.25. All right. Five and a quarter. I'm going to save this because I can come back to it, right? And if I want to cut it down smaller, let's see what we got here. Look at that. You see how pretty that looks on there? That's going to look really nice when we add it on to our base. Look at that. See, it's already coming together. So you want to just kind of mass produce these and just keep cutting them down. I'm going to go ahead and cut these down and really start to get really quick at doing this. Speed up the process just a little bit. Double up and triple up on some of these. Yeah, don't bother with those scraps, for sure. Don't worry about the scraps. You can come back to those. Starting to look like something. All right. Hopefully you're still following along with me. So I'm going to go ahead and cut down the rest of these, and then we're going to come back and start putting them on our card bases. Okay, so look at all of this stuff all cut out. All right, and these look like it might be more than 100 cards. I'm not sure, we'll see. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Let me show you the scraps I have left over from cutting these out. And I could use these to do little, like a banner right across each card. It just depends. I can cut these down and use them for different things or to decorate an individual card. So you can use your scraps and just keep adding some fun patterns to them. Don't try to match everything up. And one more thing I want to show you is this. I'm going to take these and I'm going to use them to decorate the cards. So we'll be doing that as well. So just want to make sure you see some of these and what I'm going to do with them. Next thing I'm going to do is cut these down. That way I can have them ready to go as well. And for these, I'm not even going to put them through my paper trimmer. I'm just going to cut just like that. And I may need to resize them, but that's okay. I'll just resize them for my card. And of course, look what I did already. Didn't realize I was holding on to 2 of them. But that's okay. Just going to cut down the one. I think these will look really pretty on those cards. And I might layer them, or I might just mount them on a regular white card base. We'll see. And some of these have space where you can stamp, get your Christmas stamps out and start stamping them. So that's another thing you can do. These are going to be super adorable. I can already tell. And some of these card bases, just so you know, some of these pattern paper, I either cut them a 1/2 inch shorter than my base, or a 1/4 inch shorter. So 1/8 of an inch shorter, a 1/4 of an inch shorter, or 1/2 inch. So that way you have just different varieties and every card doesn't look the same. And I also went and cut out more of this too, so I can mat the cards on that where I feel like I want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. These are going to be, I can already tell how pretty those are going to be. Layered and cut down the size. And as I was going along, I was just thinking about different patterns that I could use, different layouts, easy layouts to just kind of get you to thinking what you can do before you even embellish them. I think it's the embellishing that's really going to take it to another level. All right, so let me go ahead and finish cutting these out. And then we'll be ready to start putting some of our cards together. Okay, so these are all cut out. And look how pretty and shiny they are. And you won't have one for every single one of these. But before you even start to put them down on your card base, here's what you're going to do. You might want to take those strips of paper, all the little scraps that you have now, and you want to start kind of cutting them down and putting them across your card on the ones that you really want to do that to. Okay? So you just kind of decide, don't take a whole lot of time because you'll drive yourself crazy. So you want to just kind of see where you want those little strips to go on yours. I kind of like this white kind of on here. Whether you want it at the bottom or I can run it right across here. It's just up to you how you want that. Okay, and that looks pretty good to me actually. I like that. So I'm going to start getting my glue. You're going to need lots of glue, and this is where you would put your strips down. Okay. And then if I want to start using some of these, I can and see what I want on there. But I'm going to do my strips first because then I can get a better look at how I want to do these. See this light green? This has been calling me. This lighter green background on here. Look how fun that looks. So that's basically what you're going to do for now. Okay, and just cut off any excess you have. Okay, just have fun with it. Don't try to do it exactly like mine, you know. Okay, so now we got those. Put that to the side. How about this? We can take some of this. Look how pretty that looks. Oh yeah. I'm going to put that. That looks very elegant. Okay, so that's what we got for that. Put that off to the side. And so you're just going to take lots of strips. So See all of these little strips right here? I have to use them. See that? Just start gluing them down. Don't think about it too much. Just at least once I get them on here, if I want to mount them, then I could do that. Or if I want to take this and put it on here and give it a background, I can do that too. So it's just up to you. I could turn this over here and then it's at the bottom. See, we haven't started adding anything else onto it yet. Let's put that to the side there. Haven't decided on that yet. I'm really liking this. I'm just going to cut it here. Right. Same thing with this one. So as you go, you can find a whole lot of different things you can do with these. I'm kind of liking that. Thing is to just start going through it. Don't think about it so much. Just start cutting stuff up and applying it. And don't forget to have these handy because you might want to add some dimension to it. So I'm going to start making a nice big pile so I can work through each one of them. And get all my little things out here. So I can kind of do a little assembly line. Otherwise I won't have enough room on my desk. Put that right there. I'm really liking the way that sparkles. Put that off to the side. Okay, so now I am going to take these and start to work through these. Just going to make my little piles here. And like I said, just do it the way you feel comfortable doing it. Don't stress out about it. They're going to look beautiful, and whoever receives them is going to love it. At least that's what I say to myself, right? Okay. Get this area cleaned up just a little bit so we can really start to move faster. So I'm letting you see every bit of this whole process. Okay, so that's what we got there. Okay, and this, look at how pretty that is. So I thought about doing something like that. Oh, just one. Something like that. And I can always add gems. So we're going to do that part also. Adding just a little bit more to your cards to make them really pop. So for this part, we're just trying to get them down. Add something to them. And move on to the next one. And now this is a good time to use your gel pen if you want, right? Or you can just wait and then do this at a different time. But I thought this would look cute. Some stitching there. Some over here. So this would be a good time to do your stitching too, because you don't want to do it. Well, you can do it after your card is built, but just go ahead and do it before. I usually wait until I have it mounted and everything. Look how pretty that is. That's going to look really cute. And if I want to, I actually have those little poinsettia flowers that I'm going to be cutting out from one of the other sheets and adding on here. So I don't have to worry about that right now. This, and I can get one of these. And this is one of the other things I took too. I have these strips right here also. So I can take these and just put them along here. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. Cut there. Cut right here. That green on green looks pretty. Trying to keep all my scraps to a minimum here. And you can do this for a whole bunch of your cards, okay? When you're doing that. So, just trying to give you some ideas. I'm going to be glad to see how many cards y'all come up with during this challenge. And if you want to get that Martha Stewart paper, we still have some left in our store. Many of you wanted to join in on the challenge, and this is probably going to be the first time that I've gotten my cards done so early. Look how cute that is. It could be that way too. No one will know, right? We'll see. Oh, let me get some of these other ones here. Now some of these I'm going to take and put right directly onto the card base like that. Just like that. So many of you that are making cards for senior citizens this upcoming season, they sure can use that. Such a good idea. Especially with this next season coming up. I'm going to use this one. I have one that comes out that way. This is a pretty paper. This just does its own thing by itself. So lots of art glitter glue being used here. Oops, no wonder. I was wondering why they didn't stick down. Have more than one in there. 1, 2. See, this is one of those cards you don't really need to do a whole lot with. Just add your sentiment on there. So be sure to get some of your Christmas or holiday sentiments out so you can add them to your card. And this I can stick right on here. Kind of like that. I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Just giving you some ideas. And I'm predicting that I'll have definitely over 50 cards. Okay, just like that. Look how cute. Just mat it on top of another card. Just mount it right on there. Yeah. That is pretty. Take my gel pen again. I'm just going to leave this off to the side to dry. And I'm going to put these over here. And let's get some of these other ones here. Just trying to give you enough ideas. How nice that looks. There is that red. See if I can find it. Oh, this one right here. Let's see. Here it is. And you probably don't need that much glue. Art glitter glue goes a long way. Tiny bit of a border on there. Let's do another one of those. Making sure I have enough of this. And every one of them will not get that black mat. This is one of those good projects to do when you're doing a playing some music. Okay, so look at this now. I have a long thing of this. I'm just going to cut right along here. You can put it through your trimmer if you want. Just going to cut along here. I'll get enough for a couple of cards. Just adding that little bit right there. Just do it that way. I like the traditional green and red Christmas colors, but I do like, I've done pink before. Pink and white, pink and gold. Look at this. That looks pretty good. Let's see. I think this will work. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. Give it a background on there, a black background, border. I just unclogged my glue, so it's really working good now. Thinking of putting something in there. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to do another border here. Oh, y'all hear my doggy under the table? Just like that. So you can design these however you want. There's no rules. Just do what you want. And if I want to, I can mount this on here also. I'm going to add some sparkly stuff to this. Look at that. So I'm going full steam ahead now. Getting some of these onto my backgrounds. Oh, this is really pretty too. Thought about putting a little bit of red on there. Just I hope you're getting a couple of ideas here. Just going to put that off to the side for now. This I am going to put this on here. I like the way that looks, that clean look. Okay, so try not to think about it too much. Just start adding stuff to it. I just need something. Oh, I actually have some more of my strips right here. Something thin white. Red and white. Move this over here. So you may have to pause my video and just make this a 2-day project so you won't get so tuckered out. Unless you like spending hours in the craft room like I do. I'll put that right down the middle. I probably should have cut that before. That's okay. Let me make sure I don't glue this upside down. I've done that before. Let's see what we have over here. I'm going to move these out of the way so we can get to some of these over here. That's going to be pretty merry and bright. Wow, look at that. This Martha Stewart paper is just easy to work with. all you have to do is just go through your stuff, go through your papers, get your card base, add it on, put it aside if you're not sure yet, and then go back. That one, actually, I see some paper I'm going to use it with. This right here, that's pretty. At North Pole Express Delivery. I like that. That's what I'm going to do with it. You're probably like, oh my goodness, she's cutting it up. Yep. I'm cutting it up. And if you're not comfortable with doing this, cutting it, you don't have to. Let's see. I'm going to just add a little bit of this. Probably like, what on earth is she doing? Making a little sign here. I think it'll just stand out a little bit more if I did this. Oh, here it is. Okay, yep, got it. I'm gonna go for it. Okay, so you got that. Then I'm going to take this, lay it down right there. I just felt like it needed just something a little bit more, so feel free to cut up stuff if you want to. Oh, there's something on there. Okay, look at that. That one's almost, that's just about done. I just need to add a little bit more sparkle on there. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and do a couple more of these. Do some different layouts here. This will look nice with some red gems on it. And I have red gems, but we haven't gotten to that part yet. I'm just kind of making this up as I go. Just something relaxing to do and see how many cards come out of this. Oh, this little bit of red would look cute in here. Yeah, let's go ahead and put that on there. Just make sure you have a lot of mounting tape, unless you want your cards to be flat, and that's okay too. It's up to you. I just like to mount everything. Definitely going to be way ahead of my cards this year. Here's another card. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start to put more stuff together here. Like this right here would look so pretty. Look at this. This is pretty on here. I think that would look pretty with the berries just slightly around it. And I would take this. See, now I got to do another one. Just to show you how I would do this. Thank goodness for these tweezers. That green is so pretty. This one right here. Okay, now that needs some black on there. I'm really liking this too. Sometimes your eye will just follow stuff. Let's see what this looks like. A little bit too much green. That doesn't really catch my eye, but at least I tried it, right? But that works. That definitely works. So don't be afraid to just kind of do it and mix and match. The papers blend so well together. Ooh, that's pretty. And so what I would do is stamp a sentiment on a separate piece of paper and then put it down on here. Very pretty. Okay, moving right along. I'm going to go ahead and decorate the rest of these. And then we'll be on to putting them on the card bases as well. Okay, so I'm working my way through some more cards and I'm putting strips on. And I'm just applying them to some of the cards where I see, not trying to be matching like every single card, but I do want it to look, if it catches my eye, then I just go with it. Just has that little bit of tiny bit of red on the side. Let's go ahead and cut that off. This one needs a black background on it, something to make that really, really pop on there. Very thin layer of black would be nice. Or what I could do is give it a little bit more of an edge. I could do it just like that. And cut that off. That's adorable. The polar bear. And I think my cutting just went sideways there. Yes, much better. Much better. Okay. So this is not a one-day process, but it sure is fun, just especially when you have a nice paper to work with. You know, let the paper do the work kind of thing. I just lost my tweezers. And if I want, I could lay these cards flat, but I just can't do it. Not for all of them. Maybe some of them, but not for all of them. I need to have some dimension on these. Nope. It's definitely got to be this one. I'm just trying to let you see my whole process here. Let's sew that on a card base. Ooh, that looks so cute. Let's go ahead and glue it on the right way too. I want to show you another idea that you can do with this. These, as I'm looking at this one, my mind is already thinking about the next card. How cute that is. Oh my goodness, adorable. That one goes into that pile. I have some in this pile over here that just have the sentiment and need a base on it. And then I have these that I'm adding the strip to. So I got an organized mess, okay? Okay, let me show you what you can do with something like this. You can take these if you have something that's kind of like, it doesn't really fit. Just take it and, let me get one of these card bases. You got one right there. And then you put this right over it here. And so you're using two papers to fill up an entire card. So that's what you can do with some of your strips, right? Look how fun that looks. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. And once again, you can layer this if you want to. You can put this in a semi-finished file. You still have to add sentiment on there or some decoration. Now, if I want to, I don't have to keep this whole thing on here. I can just cut this out. Just an idea. Just because it looks a certain way, you don't have to keep it that way. You can alter it and do other things with it. So I hope I'm giving you enough ideas to kind of get inspired and just start making a bunch of cards. You may have enough for not only this year, but next year as well. Yep. I'm going to take that. Of course, add some dimension. I have a bright light on overhead because I'm actually recording at night. Okay, and let's just put that right there. And look at that. So we're going to put that in the semi-done pile because we still got to add little gems and stuff to it. Okay, we got that. This one, oh, it's upside down, no wonder. Ooh. Not really feeling that, but right there though, yes. Right there. I like that. I'm going to go with it. I know you might say it doesn't look good there, but to me it looks good, right? Sometimes you just got to go with how you feel. Make sure I didn't get that upside down. And let's add another piece on here. Have it coming out of the sides, right? Black paper is one of those, black cardstock is one of those things I have to have in my stash. Okay, I guess I could actually add this on to here. Still got to get something in there, but it's okay for right now. This is where I'll get all of my holiday stamp sets out and start to just kind of decorate. Just start stamping out a bunch of sentiments and then adding them on. So I hope you're following along with me. Hope I haven't lost you yet. Okay, and this is going to go on our semi-done pile. Let's see this one right here. I'm liking those sticking out the side. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to, even though it's that green on green, I'm still going to have to add something to it to make it mount it up, and then it'll really stand out. Okay. So each time you do this is a step towards the next card and the next and the next. And like I said, you don't have to do all of it in one day. Yep, you can just do this part and then go back and start some of the other parts. But you don't have to finish it all in one sitting. But it is quite addicting. Okay, let's get one of these. Okay, So this is going to be more than a one-part video. Might be 2 or possibly 3 parts. We don't know. But we're just going to keep rolling along and doing as many as we can to show you, so I can show you so many different layouts and how you might want to pull these together. Now here's another thing that I'm thinking of before we go. One more thing, as Bill would say. So if you have one of these plain, say you have something like this and it's plain. Let's see if I have anything in here. So I had these little rectangles that I cut off the edges. Alright. So you can do something like that. And like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a little bit more off of here. Just one more idea before I stop part 1. Something like that. So you can take a bunch of your papers and just cut them apart to fit. And then you just stamp it right here with the sentiment. Or you can do a raised sentiment on there too. Stamp it on a separate piece of paper and then put it down. You can just stamp right on it. So it's just up to you. I hope you got a few ideas to at least get you started. This Martha Stewart paper, I am loving it. Okay, so we got a bunch more to do. So far, this is what we've got. Okay, we're still working our way through it. It's not a one-stop shop. It's kind of, you know, you got to take it in different sections. So let me just show you, these are the other ones that we have so far that we still got to decorate this. And look at these, y'all. So I'm going to go back and sit and just put little banners across here and cut up some more papers and do some more layouts. So I hope you enjoyed part 1. I hope it gets you started. Many of you who have ordered that Martha Stewart paper, your paper is still coming in. The nice thing is you can keep rewinding this video, and until if you want to craft along with me, you can. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you were inspired. And look at my desk, y'all. I love it. It's Christmas in July. And we're getting started early. So don't forget to join me for part 2 as well. This has really been fun. And I'll see you in part 2. Bye.